Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Referral Exchange Networking's Business Success Fertilizer application. It isn't always easy to compete with the companies that are bigger than you and have greater resources. However, one advantage you have is you can be smarter than they are. No one can tell you how much you can learn and how much of an expert and an asset you can be. That's why education is critical for small businesses. And that's why we at Referral Exchange strive to make you just a little bit smarter every week. So let's get right to it. Last week, we talked about weeding, specifically identifying which customers should be classified as weeds with all the accompanying issues and shortcomings, and then pulling them out of your garden to make room for the more productive plants. What we didn't mention is thinning, which is the practice of looking at our garden plants and pulling out those that aren't looking too good and probably will produce little or no fruit. So this week, we'll go just a little deeper into the gardening metaphor by looking at something from an article written by Bob Salvis, marketing consultant, score counselor, and host of Momentum Live and many other local networking events. In a Washington Post article that Bob referenced, the authors concluded that research consistently finds that profitable customers tend to make up only around 20% of a company's customers. Break-even customers represent around 60%, and unprofitable customers around 20%. Notice the Pareto principle at play here, the 80-20 rule. One of the takeaways here is that a loyal customer isn't necessarily a profitable one. You need to ask yourself, are they a loyal customer because they're purchasing my product or services on the cheap? Would they still be a loyal customer if I raised their cost to bring them in line with the other top 20% of my clients? These are hard questions, and they shouldn't be asked in a purely dollars and cents vacuum. For example, maybe they aren't pulling their weight when it comes to my profit margin, but are they contributing to my success by referring others to me? There was another article published in Retail Wire, and that affirms that most loyal customers are not profitable. They said that price-driven loyalty is always the lowest form of loyalty. It means that we aren't offering differentiated value to our customers. Essentially, they're loyal only because of price, not because we stand out from the crowd. Once they get a better price, they'll be gone. In a Harvard Business Review article entitled "When Customer Loyalty is a Bad Thing," the authors provide three questions that we should ask when reviewing our customer base. Number one, which loyal customers are good for business? Number two, how do we hang on to them? And number three, how do we get more customers like them? They conclude that profitable, loyal customers are almost always driven by differentiating aspects of our products and services, which means, as noted earlier, we stand out from the crowd, not because of price, but because we offer something that our competition doesn't. That extra something can be boiled down to meeting and exceeding customer expectations. By doing this, you create the most valuable commodity your company can have: trust. In a study by Rare Consulting, they conclude that 83% of customers said their brand loyalty stemmed from the trust they had in the company. Trust, in turn, increases customer retention. According to an article by the Harvard Business School, just a 5% increase in customer retention increases business profits by 25 to 95%. Part of this is true, no doubt, to the fact that it's much more expensive to get new customers. It's estimated that new customers cost 5 times more to convert than existing customers. We can talk about new clients, but we have to remind ourselves that getting them can be pretty expensive. So where does this leave us? Obviously, we have to make some hard decisions. Thinning the garden always seems a bit counterproductive, but in the end, you'll have a bigger yield. In a commencement address at the University of Pennsylvania, Eric Schmidt, longtime chairman and CEO of Google, said, "In a networked world, trust is the most important currency." Well, that's it for this week. I hope you got something out of it. If you'd like to talk about anything you just heard, or you'd like to know how you can grow your business by joining a referral exchange networking chapter, or even starting your own chapter, reach out to me at raustin.ehs@gmail.com. And take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube newsletter. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next week.